Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Figgy Fig, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go, in the jacuzzi, smoking threats, I got my feet up, cut them haters off, I told them beat it, I don't need you, spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good, I got my visa, this rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa, my ghetto, Nike, I beat it like a creature, she always like my sneakers, these Jordan 5 pink aces, let's go, I'm knocking them down back to back in the row, he really the one, but they already know, so none of my chains go put on the show.
Giving up gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10-toe down on the pave. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. So let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone if we still consider the Astros cheaters?
You sliding around playing Eminem in your car. You sliding around playing Eminem in your. You sliding around playing Eminem in your car. You and your old lady.
Cleveland. I need the Tupac, man. I need the Tupac.
I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening. I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening.
Why would he be so aggressive saying that?
Because that's how he
playing up to Cleveland late last evening.
I was arguing with some people because they thought that Tupac's verse was trash. And I'm like, that shit was iconic, man. There was so many quotables in that short little verse he had. Cleveland late last evening is just one of the funniest ones.
Yeah, he was like so aggressive. Like you would have thought he was really coming up there to kill somebody.
Yeah. But I feel like that song to me just encapsulates how Tupac was at the end of his life.
Yeah.
You know, just extra aggressive, fuck the world. Like even that beat just feels like, and that's why I like it so much, man, because it really is like a dark time, but it's also like you really feel how Tupac was living at that time, man. And it really is like the perfect song for how he lived his life. People want to argue what song was better, Notorious Thugs or Thug Love, with Biggie on Notorious Thugs. And yeah, Biggie had a great classic verse on Notorious Thugs, man.
Yeah, and that song was probably more that song was better on radio. It did. And not to mention it had Puffy behind that.
Yeah.
So I think that had a lot to do with it too. It's a popular song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like both of them, man.
Me too.
I like how Biggie was pretty much rapping like Bone on there. He didn't give you the Biggie flow.
Yeah.
He had to come on there and rap like Bone. So I like that a lot. And then with the Tupac, man, like you said, just show you where he was in his life at that time.
Yep.
It wasn't the, how do you want it, Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
It was
more Brenda's have a baby, Tupac. Nah,
yeah,
Thug and Tupac.
It was like a hey, I'm coming up there, I'm ready to kill. So it was Thug Life. I'm ready to kill Tupac.
Yep.
I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last. I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening.
So yeah, I really fuck with that song, man. I think it's classic. That some people were debating about it. I'm like, nah, Tupac shit was classic, man. I like the fact that he was just himself. He didn't try to match the Bone flow.
Yeah, did you remember that when that used to actually play on the radio, and they used to take out the gunshots? I want to say it was the gunshots or the gun.
Yeah.
they actually took it out. So it was a weird time in radio.
Yeah, I remember. I think a few times. I remember, like, I was always mad they never did a video for it because I remember at the beginning of the song, I want to say it was "If I Could Teach the World," which I hated. But at the beginning, they play a clip of Thug Love. Every time I saw the video, I'm like, oh, they finally playing Thug Love. And it goes into why do I stay high? I'm like, oh, I hate this fucking song.
That used to be the worst. Whenever they do videos and they show they play a clip of
a better song, yeah,
you be like, oh shit, and then you're like, oh, the video coming, or the worst is when they do it at the end of the video. Then it's like, oh shit, that they about to do the video for this song, and they don't do it. That's kind of like remembering the Dipset song, and then they play the Killer Cam at the end when he had the paper over.
Yeah.
It was just like they played that because I like that song, but it was only like a little piece of that.
Yeah.
But it used to be worse with other cases though. You have like a little probably 10 seconds of a hard ass song.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the video coming soon. No video for that.
I remember on Eminem's Guess Who's Back video, they played like a little snippet of that Obi Trice Real Name No Gimmick song. And that Obi Trice song was hard, man. But I didn't hear it. So every time I hear it, I'm like, this beat sounds crazy, man. But then it goes into that Eminem song that I fucking hate. I hate that song, man.
I used to love that damn song, man.
Eminem's first single was always like my least favorite song on any album he put out because it was like some goofy cartoon sounding shit. Guess Who's Back? Again, I hate that.
You sliding around playing Eminem in your car.
I was sliding around listening to that for sure. I wasn't driving to nothing, but I was I definitely would have been sliding around listening to that.
Figgy like, Guess Who's Back? Back.
Just like in the video. Guess Who's back again.
Oh man, that's too funny. Miguel says, did we see? Oh, we got to talk about that, by the way. Jalen Green on Playoff P's podcast. Yeah, we got to talk about him on the Paul George podcast. That's right. I only saw the clips. I didn't see the whole thing. Because look, man.
I ain't calling him Playoff P, man. That's I'm sure, but I'm not calling him.
He's Powerade P.
Yeah.
He ain't Playoff P. But look, man, most athlete interviews are fucking boring. I feel like the clips are the highlights. So I just watch the clips because especially when an athlete is currently playing, they're going to be super PC'd most of the time, man. The only thing that was really shocking was like the John Wall one.
I was about to say I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, but then again, he's near the end of his career, so he's just speaking on how he feels. But a damn near rookie like Jalen Green is not going to give you the content you really want to hear at this point in his career. So I just saw the clips of it. But we could talk about that.
Yeah, I realized that too because it seemed like, I don't know, for some reason it seemed like I went to one of the Texans press conference a couple weeks ago, and I want to say I think it was Will Anderson. Will Anderson was up there. And I'm just like, man, he wasn't giving us nothing, man. It seemed like they kind of hide these players and make them computers.
Yeah.
Where they don't open up, where they just like, you know what? I just want to be the best person on the field. And my job is to get. It seemed like they memorized that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like, man, like I get it. I totally get it. But I don't know. It's just like, I want to go to a fun press conference, man. I want to hear players lighten up. I mean, I know the questions you can't really, have fun with the questions they're being asked. But man, like you're right. Them interviews be boring as hell.
Yep. I also got to ask you about the shirt, man. I've been looking at that and I just realized the Texans logo is upside down.
Oh yeah. So this shirt, I actually made this shirt.
Okay.
So this shirt, I made this shirt. So I guess the inspiration behind this is, so I got a pair of Travis Scott's that's the same color as this shirt. So the Travis Scott shoes got the backwards Nike check.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to I was judging the tailgate, so I just put this on backwards to kind of.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if it was like a disrespectful thing, like the upside down Longhorns.
Oh no. Yeah. I probably need to change this because everybody keep thinking it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, it's not like that.
Yeah, you know how people are about that horn shit, man.
Yeah,
So
I didn't realize that shit was a big deal like that, man.
they made it a big deal, but you know how fans are, man. You know how sports fans are. But anyway, welcome to another exciting edition of the Gems and Juice podcast, y'all. We are back at it. This is probably going to be a short one because we just had an extended conversation with Landry Locker. Make sure y'all check that interview. Very good talk with Landry. You know we love chopping up with Landry, man. So good time. We talked about the movie White Men Can't Jump and some other hot takes he has and all kinds of stuff. We talk about music, movies, everything. So make sure y'all check that out. It's a good long listen. So we're not going to keep this one too long, man. We're just going to get right into it. Some topics and things that happened this week. Just kind of react to it. So first off, Figgy, man, how's your week been? Are you heating up? You anything going on in Sports Radio 610 land? What's going on there?
It's the same old. It's kind of a weird time because I want to say it's like OTAs right now or something like that. So we've been kind of keeping up with that. But it's kind of close to the dead zone, man. People getting ready for it's gonna be training camp in a minute, man. So and you know we all gonna be put to work once the season starts. So I think a lot of people starting to take some time off a little bit, rest up, and enjoy some of the dead time. But as far as me, man, I've been chilling, man. I ain't been doing much. Yeah. Just been working, man, trying to improve this damn podcast, man.
No, I feel you, man. I see the work too, man. So very much appreciate it. So let's get into some topics, man. Let's just get into some shit that happened. I guess we can start with the NBA playoffs that we thought we have a finals matchup by now.
Yeah.
We thought it would be the Miami Heat versus the Denver Nuggets. But only one of those teams has done what they were supposed to do, man. Jokic and crew went ahead and packed up old man LeBron, sent him back home to LA. And we got to talk about that first, man, okay? Yeah. We got to talk about this Denver LA series. And your boy LeBron back at it.
Got a lot
he got a lot to think about, man. He might retire. He might retire, according to LeBron.
I got a lot to think about. With basketball.
You mean in terms of coming back next year? Yeah. Okay. So you got a lot to think about, man. You got a lot to think. He's not here for conference finals, okay? He's been there before. Okay. He's not there for regular season stuff. He's there for finals and championships. So he got a lot to think about. Figgy, number one, your reaction to the Lakers getting swept and LeBron allegedly contemplating retirement. Now, I think he's kind of walked his back already. I think the next day he says something like, why would I walk away when I'm better than 95% of the league right now? Which I think is a huge stretch, but okay, LeBron. But what is your thoughts about LeBron teasing a retirement right now?
I think, look, man, this is straight out the LeBron book, man. I'm surprised. Look, the book he probably still on page 1 on. Look, he do this all the time, man. Because look, I think he's going into his last year until he can do that player option or something, and he'll probably opt out and either retire or get more money. He's in that. This is a power move to me. This is a power move saying, hey, the GM need to do something. You need to. So something is probably go get Kyrie. I need Kyrie. But this is one of those moves that I got to think about it. Let me, do something, because he did it to the Cavs for years, man. The whole, I need to make my decision, or I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, which that will put a franchise in a bad space, because now you don't know what the fuck he gonna do, and he probably you probably gonna either A, go all out and end up with nothing, or B, don't do shit and end up with nothing. So I think that was just a power play to try to get the GM to say, hey, do something, add some more pieces. We need to win now, type thing. I don't think LeBron, from LeBron point of view, it probably wouldn't have been smart for him to be like, oh yeah, you know what? Denver was the better team, and we'll be back next year or something like that. Because otherwise, you never know, the GM might run it back with that team. But I think it was one of those power moves to try to, put the GM feet to the fire. That's all it was. He ain't about to retire with a year left on his deal like that.
Yeah, 2 years left, 50 million each.
Yeah,
I mean 1 year left in the option for 50 million. So technically 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah. So he ain't. First of all, he ain't about to just leave that on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, he won a retirement. I guess what you call it, a
tour.
Yeah, he won a retirement tour. So I don't think that was gonna be the last of it, and he just walk away and that's it. It's gonna be a year. I don't know when. Maybe in 2 years. Maybe when Bronny comes to the Lakers or something. I don't know. But it's gonna be a time where he say, "Hey, this is my last year. I'm gonna go all out," because he gonna, and everybody gonna want out of all players, he gonna want that. So look, he ain't got nothing to think about, man. He probably he got a lot to think about, who he gonna play with. Maybe a lot to think about with Anthony Davis. Maybe should I get him traded or what?
Mm-hmm.
But come on, that's it, man. He ain't retired, man. I ain't believe that one bit.
Yeah, I agree, man. And to your point, not only I think was it a power play to get the GM to do something again, which he loves doing, these subliminal messages to the GM. I think it also was a change in narrative that LeBron just got swept, because how the conversations go. Everything he does either goes for or against the resume, and him getting swept will go against what people consider. Like, people already said, okay, that's it, Jordan the GOAT now, no debate. I've heard people say that, man. So like, I think it shifts the narrative to LeBron just got swept to LeBron. It's we might lose LeBron. LeBron might retire. So now that's the topic, And here's the thing too. I have a conspiracy because there was a story that came out a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, that LeBron had the producer of The Last Dance film this season with the Lakers. So my conspiracy is if he actually won a championship, he might have retired then and there, just to go out on a Jordan type of retirement, because the retirement tour would be nice, and I'm sure he wants to do that. But ending with the championship, a legit championship in LA, and the storybook,
and this is recorded.
Yes.
So that definitely makes sense. I know he was going around with a crew.
Yeah,
so that would have made sense because now he can use that and make millions of dollars off of it and use that as his retirement tour.
Exactly. So that could be it too. But definitely he's gonna want a retirement tour now and all that stuff. So of course it was just LeBron lying again. The LeBron lying meme about how he knew Kobe was gonna score 81. He knew all this shit. So okay, LeBron, whatever.
Do you feel like this did put a dent on his legacy? Him being swept like this?
Nah. I mean, it's fun to troll LeBron fans and act like it did, but really, come on, he's 38, man. Like, look, Jordan at 38 wasn't this competitive. He wasn't this good. So I can't act like this counts against him. He shouldn't even be this good at 38, man.
Yeah,
really.
And not to mention the Lakers were the 7th seed, and they lost to the number 1 seed. People forget Denver was the number 1 seed, man, and they just act like they just lost to an 8th seed or something.
And I think at least 2 or 3 of the games were really close, man.
Yeah,
like it's not like they got blown out every single game.
Shit,
there were games that
The
Yeah, the
last
last game
we
went down
won,
to the last possession, man.
and they were leading a lot. I want to say it
Yes.
was double digits. I thought they was gonna win that game.
hmm
I'm thinking like, oh, they avoided a sweep, but they actually lost that game
Yeah.
in the second half.
So yeah, if you actually look at the game, they were in every game pretty much, and it could have gone either way. But look, Denver's the better team. I think Jokic has proved that Embiid just got that MVP just by crying a lot. Look,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Look, man, I think we talked about it before. I
Yeah.
will walk that back, man. I think he probably he should have got 3. And my whole thing is like I feel like the way the NBA works, it made sense for Embiid to get it. Because they usually don't get nobody 3 MVPs in a row like that. But if I'm being honest, he probably deserved it this year.
Yeah.
So I will at least walk that back. He probably do deserve it this year. And you're right, it do look crazy because he's in the finals right now and didn't win MVP this year.
That's what I said when the vote happened and it was a big debate. I'm like, look, it's gonna look really goofy if the year that Jokic really should have got it, he didn't get it.
Yeah.
So look, man, like I said, it's not like Jokic is going against prime LeBron, prime Kobe, prime Jordan. Okay, he is being compared to his peers. And if he's better than them for 3 years in a row, he deserves it 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, people just want to look in the context of, well, Jordan never got it. Kobe never got it. LeBron never got it like that. So like, I don't care about that, man. I care about what's happening now. And if he deserved it, he deserved it. I think we'll look back at this We'll look back at the Embiid MVP the same way we look back at the Russell Westbrook MVP. Okay. Clearly he didn't deserve it. He did something unheard of. Nobody did since Oscar Robertson. Fair enough. But look what kind of player he is, man. Look what he's done since then. Look what he even did before then. Not much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these are asterisk MVPs to me. Okay.
Yeah, especially the way Embiid showed up in the playoffs.
Yes. Like, and I know it's a regular season award, blah, 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 but no. Jokic should have gotten a regular season too.
That was embarrassing, man. And I know James Harden got the butt of all jokes. But clearly, a lot of people already felt clearly James Harden was probably the 3rd best player on that team. So, I mean, I know he ain't getting paid like the 3rd best player.
Yeah.
But, dog, you got the MVP on that team. Like, nah, he need to get some of that smoke. Like, I think everybody know what James Harden is. And James Harden probably know what James Harden is. But, dog, you got Joel Embiid, who didn't show up that last game, who was the MVP and got it over the Joker. And the Joker is walking to the finals. He literally swept to the finals. So, yeah, Embiid, man, I ain't gonna lie. Embiid he might need to fly to Denver and give up that and get the Joker that MVP trophy, man.
Honestly, look, it's going to look funny in the light. It's going to look funny in the light.
Yeah, it look funny in the damn dark now, man. It look very funny now, man.
Yes.
Like, I'm embarrassed I even took up for him, man. and to be fair, I wasn't really saying like, oh yeah, he deserved it more than, Joker and all that stuff. Mine was more of, the way the NBA worked over the years. Like, we always had that debate of so-and-so should have got it, but he won it twice already. So they got to be fair and give it to Giannis or something like that. It was always something weird like that where it didn't make sense. It never made sense. So that was my whole reasoning behind it. But no, they need to start being fair at this point. They just need to be honest and just give whoever's the best player in that year, the best team, the best player, however they do it. They should have gave it to him 3 times, man.
Yeah, it's Kendrick Perkins' fault, man, because he made everybody feel like a racist for voting for Jokic. So it's Kendrick Perkins' fault.
Man, how crazy do these media types look now, man? Like, you got Lisa Salters talking about
She had
Never
never
really.
seen him play. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the like you covered it, you covered the
Mhm.
NBA, man. Like what like what is wrong with you? Like I get it. Like no, she can't say nothing like that, man. And then she had to give him the MVP trophy when they won the conference finals. I
Yeah.
was just like, how silly do that look? And then you
I
got Mark
can't look, she didn't even have the sense to lie about it. Like
Yeah.
why does she even admit that? Very,
She
very yeah.
she should have said something like, man, I feel like people don't really pay attention to him that much.
Mhm.
And he don't really get the credit. She should have said anything like that. But for her to sit there and say, no, I had no idea he was this good, or I was sleeping on, I forgot exactly. I'm paraphrasing, but like, come on, man. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, it was NBA coverage is embarrassing, man. Let's be real. Like a lot of people who
Bad.
just don't watch games and just build on narratives. Even everybody's favorite show inside the NBA. Then half the time, Chuck be talking about how he didn't even watch a game. You know, he was watching. I think the Nuggets in the last series. He was talking about this game's so boring. I don't watch. I turn the channel to hockey. Like man, shut the fuck up. You paid a lot to watch NBA games, man. Can you at least do that? It ain't
Yeah.
like we got to fucking write an essay. HRW, what up, man? On Twitch,
What up?
HRW says, "What up, fellas? That's me. I feel some type of way that the greatest in the game didn't win 3." Look, I understand that, but this goes to my problem with the NBA and the talk around it. It's all built around these narratives, man. One thing I really respect about Michael Jordan is that he always downplayed calling himself the GOAT. He said, in his own words, I can't call myself the GOAT because I never played against other greats. I never played against Magic Johnson in his prime. I never played against like fucking Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar. Like he didn't play against all the other great players in their prime. So he can't just say that he was the best, you know. And LeBron, of course, will say he's the best now because he plays into it and is like whatever.
Yeah.
But these narratives of so and so is better than so and so because he has more awards, this and that. Who gives a fuck, man? You play against your peers. You play against who you're in front of right now. It doesn't matter what Jordan did or Kobe did. Okay. So my whole take is if somebody deserves it 3 times in a row, that does not make them better than Jordan. It does not make them better than Kobe or LeBron. It doesn't make them better than anybody who played 10, 20 years ago. It makes them better than everybody who's playing right now. And if they're the best right now, give them the award 3 times in a row, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And like I said, I think it would be a conversation if he won 3 times. And
Oh,
people,
yeah.
of course, people would be saying, "Oh, is he better than Shaq, or is he better than Tim?" Of course, that shit gonna pop up, and it's gonna be kind of weird trying to debate that because it's a current player in the league right now, and now it's not like he's LeBron status where he probably about to hang it up in a year or two. So it would look kind of weird, but hey, man, get the best person award, man. Like, stop trying to be fair and try to, oh, he can't win it 3 times because of this. Like, no, if he dominating 3 straight years, man, give it to him 3 straight years.
Yep. And he beat the only reason people said he doesn't deserve it. Oh, he hasn't done anything in the postseason, which again, it's a regular season award, but whatever. So look, he's been to the finals now, so all excuses are moot at this point. If he keeps balling out and everybody else keeps disappointing, keep giving him the award until somebody beats him clearly, man. Because fuck it. But whatever. Who cares? Armchair GM keyboard coach on YouTube says if LeBron retires, who will be the best in the league? I mean, you would have to say Jokic is the best right now, even with LeBron in the league. But this has been a conversation, man. It's been a conversation of not of who's the best, but who's going to be the face of the league when LeBron retires and when Steph is getting up there too. He'll probably have a drop off in his play. So who is like the next face of the league when these guys are done? I don't know, man.
No, that's a good question, man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Do you think the NBA is in trouble when they don't have a LeBron to talk about every single week?
I think First Take and
Undisputed.
Undisputed would be in a little trouble because they can't talk about LeBron no more. They gotta talk about the fucking Cowboys, and that's it. But I think those shows would be in trouble. But honestly, I think the league could be in trouble, man, because ain't no it's some good players in the league, but ain't nobody polarizing like LeBron. Like LeBron is polarizing for good, bad, whatever you want to say. He is polarizing, and it's low hanging fruit to get topics about LeBron, man. Every time, they was having a GOAT discussion about LeBron when he got swept.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Jordan versus LeBron conversation. Like, dog, like that ain't gonna happen once LeBron retires. Like, I mean, that will happen for the last time when he retired, but once he gone, they can't bring that shit up no more. So I don't know. I think they kind of will be in trouble, man, because I don't know who else they're gonna bring up unless it's like Victor Wemby or whatever his name is.
It's kind of Wemby. That's what I
Yeah,
know.
Wemby. Yeah, I think unless he become the next LeBron or some shit, I just don't think. I don't think it's anybody that polarizing, man. And you never know. Wemby might not even be that type of person like LeBron.
Yeah.
So he might be a little laid back. He might be a Tim Duncan type of have a Tim Duncan type of personality. So
and here's the issue, and I know it's gonna sound like xenophobic, but if the face of the league is not American, that will be a problem. And this is what baseball is going through with Shohei Ohtani. You know, Shohei Ohtani is probably the best. Look, he's pitching and hitting at a high rate.
He's the best player since name whoever, man.
Yeah,
and probably better than that.
Exactly.
Like, people already saying he's better than Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's doing shit that people haven't done in a long ass time, man, and he's doing it at a high level. He should be the face of the league, but he's Japanese. He don't speak English really, and it's tough to market him, I guess, as the face. It's not like fucking Barry Bonds. Everybody knew who Barry Bonds was back in the day, man. Yep. Everybody knew Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. They knew these dudes, man.
And Griffey.
Exactly. Ken Griffey Jr. But how many people really know Shohei Ohtani who aren't heavy into sports?
Man, CJ Stroud didn't even know who he was.
Yeah. He didn't know that one guy. What's his name? Shohei Otono or what the fuck he say?
Ohtani, yeah. They asked him who was his favorite players in baseball. And he couldn't even name them. But he was talking about Ohtani.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, Ohtani and Trout. So it's just like, damn.
This is a NFL athlete, man. So you would assume he follows at least to some extent. Man. Yes. So imagine what the regular person who does not follow sports like that thinks about baseball, man. Yeah. So, and to be fair, like Jokic speaks English, Victor speaks English. So it's like they're not going to have that barrier. But just having a non-American face of the NBA will be hard for some people to swallow, man. It won't make them as marketable. They're going to be huge overseas, of course. But here, it's not going to hit like a LeBron. It's not going to hit like a Kobe. It's not going to hit like a Steph. It's not going to hit like any of those dudes, man.
Yeah, so, because look at somebody like Giannis. Like, I think Giannis is a great player.
Mm-hmm.
But, can we really relate to Giannis? Like, he's from Greece. He's a Nigerian from Greece with a strong accent. So, like, I think we rock with him, but I don't know if it's like he's worthy of like the first segment.
Nah.
Like, he's not first of all, he's not that type of personality.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if anybody opening the show talking about what Giannis did.
Yeah. So when LeBron
game, unless it's strictly on the court.
So when LeBron retires, what would be like the A story of The NBA won't have nobody, man. Really, they're gonna have to force somebody to be the new LeBron. They're
Yeah,
gonna have to force it, and it's gonna be awkward.
yeah, it's gonna be like I'm talking about for like a good reason, like a
Hmm.
because like I feel like the low hanging fruit too is probably Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Talk about what Ja Morant did on it would be something like that, but I don't know who that next person is, man. Like I really don't.
Yeah, they better get this new TV deal and whatever done quick while LeBron's still here, man. Because I feel like coverage of the league will just drop. People will stop caring as much. It won't be as fun to talk about on sports shows if LeBron ain't there, man.
Yeah, so I looked up some young stars in the NBA. So let me know if these players are like a topic worthy.
Okay.
Jason Tatum.
Hell no. And he's a baller. I like him, but no.
Yeah. Zion.
Never plays, so no.
Luca, that's an international player though, but
Yeah.
that's probably the one everybody talk about, to be
He
honest.
got to leave Dallas though. He ain't winning there.
Yeah. Ja Morant.
I mean,
that conversation.
it's been more for off the court. Off the court, he could be the A story. On the court, I don't think so.
Yeah. Joel Embiid. We kind of had that conversation.
Nah.
Yeah. Trey Young.
No.
I don't think so either. They got Carl Anthony Towns. Nah.
No.
Devin Booker.
I heard an argument made for him because he's like with the Kardashians, but I just don't see it. He's not that kind of player. Plus, he's born as fuck. So I don't see it with him.
Yeah. I'm looking through. Donovan Mitchell.
No.
Anthony Edwards.
No.
Like none of these people on here. Jaylen Brown. No. Kyrie Irving. That's
off the court. Yes. On the court. Nah.
With Ja Morant to me. Like all for the wrong reasons. Ben Simmons. No.
Except for a topic of why he doesn't play ever, but that's really it.
Yeah, I'm just, man. Yeah, I don't know anybody else that's like kicking off that's kicking off First Take.
Yeah, I don't know. Armchair GM says Harden will give them takes, but not enough. Maybe Booker. I just don't see either of them, man. Like Harden, no. Like Harden is polarizing, I guess, but it seems more people hate Harden than like him. Like a lot more people hate Harden than like him. So it's not as even as like a LeBron type thing, man, where you got like a lot of people who love him, a lot of people who hate him. I feel like the Harden's more hated. And if you like Harden, you're in a minority.
Yeah, I think, man, and two, man, I'm looking at all of these young stars. Like I think it's an article, young stars under the age of 25 or something. They seem all quiet, man.
Yeah,
they're not like LeBron wasn't quiet at all. He came in as a leader. He came in as the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like all of these younger players are super quiet, man, and kind of stay to themselves. So I just don't. I don't see none of these people kicking off Sports Center or First Take or nothing.
Nah, and that's why I like what the Memphis Grizzlies were doing at first. I mean, they embarrassed themselves by losing bad, but I like the fact that they were talking shit, man. I'm like, let's bring some more personality back into the league, man. Let's have some more rivalries. That's what's missing, I feel. We need more rivalries and people talking shit in the public, and it's just everybody kind of friendly, man. I don't know. It's not really like it used to be. Armchair says Jalen Green. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You better hope he ain't in the damn trade to bring
shit.
Star in.
You can be on with the Guangdong Tigers pretty soon, man. So I guess we'll talk about that. Armchair says we were spoiled with the last decade of basketball. Yeah, definitely, man. I feel like just the star power. We had KD, prime Steph, prime LeBron. So many great players, man. And it was great to see them battle. Prime Wade too.
Even people like Dame Lillard. I know he ain't really get that far, but he had some good moments, man.
Yeah.
Like just people like that, man. I just don't see nobody like that no more, man.
Nah. And maybe there's somebody who hasn't been drafted yet who's gonna set the league on fire and be the new face, man. But I think anybody currently, no, I don't see it.
I'm looking at this list. They got number 1 Luka. These are I want to say the top 25 players under 25. They got Luka number 1, Tatum number 2, Shea Gilgeous Alexander number 3, Ja Morant 4, Trey 5, Tyrese Haliburton. Like, I'm not even familiar with him, to be honest. So it's just like Zion, he ain't gonna play no more. De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland, Anthony Edwards, like none of these really ring off like, oh shit.
They don't move the needle, man. They don't.
Not at all. Tyrese Maxey, Desmond Bain. I'm just like I'm looking at maybe LaMelo Ball would have, but he kind of got quiet a little bit. Like maybe if his dad was still kind of loud and out there, he probably would have been dominating headlines. But like Evan Mobley, like ain't no like who want to sit and talk about Evan Mobley?
HRW said Ball brothers if they could have stayed on the court. Yeah, I feel like if they really panned out, they could have been like the next ones. But
if Lonzo Ball was really good, like I ain't gonna say like superstar or nothing like that, but if he was actually good still in LA, and then LaMelo Ball got drafted and he was doing good, and LeVar is still kind of that loudmouth hockey dude, 100% they would kick off Sports Center and First Take and Undisputed. It would be talking about them all the time, man. But it seemed like they kind of separated a little bit. I don't want to say separated from the dad because I know they probably still good with their dad. But it seemed like they kind of got quiet a little bit and just
I think Lonzo got like soft banned from ESPN basically, and he kind of toned it back. And then of course Lonzo was dealing with some bad injury problems. He can't really get on the court at all. And LaMelo just had a really bad injury too. So I don't know. It's not looking too good for them. But
they definitely could have been the ones that always talked about. But I don't know who else not on this list. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
I know, man. It's rough. And like I said, the faces of the best players are all like, I think the top 5 in the future are going to be all foreign-born players.
I think they might try to hang on Luka.
That's
probably the only one.
I mean, Luka's from, where is Luka from anyway? He's from where is he from? Slovenia, that's right. So I think people just like him because he kind of looks like an American white guy. So, but he's not, man. So
white people gonna take him in.
So, but I don't know, Dirk. Man. like they did Dirk for sure. But even Dirk at his best when he won a championship, it's not like he was leading off Sports Center or leading off a First Take. There was no Undisputed at the time, but he was not leading off First Take or anything, man. It was all about LeBron. When the Mavericks won, it was all about LeBron losing. It wasn't about the Mavericks winning. So that's just how LeBron is, man. Once he's gone, I think the NBA is going to have a problem staying relevant on these sports shows, man, because nobody's going to care.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that. I knew it was gonna be. I knew we was gonna miss him once he left. I knew we weren't gonna see anybody like that again for a minute. But I ain't think about the Sports Center and the ESPN and all that stuff point of view.
No, that's why. Honestly, man, that's why they got to get this TV deal now. When ratings were high this year, I think you had Golden State and the Lakers, man. So ratings were high in the playoffs. It was exciting playoff for the most part. So, they got to get the TV deal done before fucking LeBron retires because there's going to be a drop-off, I feel. So, we'll see.
So who you think going to take it all? I know Miami and Boston still playing, but who you think going to take it all?
I mean, I don't see the Nuggets losing. And I don't see the Nuggets losing unless something catastrophic happens, like if he gets injured. But I don't see if Jokic gets injured, that'll change things. But barring that, I don't see the Nuggets losing, man. I don't see them losing to the Heat or to the Celtics. If the Celtics win, it'll be the funniest thing that ever happened, maybe. Going from down 3 and to win a series in the finals. So in the East Conference Finals. So that'd be hilarious. But it has to be Jokic got to close it out, man. The Nuggets got to close it out.
Yeah, it makes sense because like the way everybody been kind of shitting on him a little bit, I think he just got to take it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like fuck it, man. Like he can't lose in the finals, man. Like I'm not saying it's gonna be over for him, but he might as well go all the way, man. He should have won his MVP.
Yeah,
he won the conference MVP. He might as well go all the way.
He got to pull a Hakeem, man. When Hakeem lost to David Robinson, and he gave the Spurs that work, and then went ahead and won a championship that year. You got to do it. Jokic the dream. That's what I'm calling now, man. So yeah, we got to see what they do. But yeah, I'm picking the Nuggets, man. I don't see them being stopped.
Yeah, me too.
They got a long ass rest too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I think it's the Nuggets no matter what. If the Heat win, I think it's even easier.
Yeah.
For the Nuggets because the Heat, look, they got the best coach in the league, but their roster is not that good, man, outside of Jimmy Butler. So I think they'll have their way with the Heat. And if Boston pull the unexpected, I just think they're gonna get out coached, man. I'm not really a fan of Boston coach. I think he getting by with that talent, man.
Oh yeah,
he ain't getting exposed.
And I'm surprised they've won these last 2 games because the last press conference I saw with him, he looked like he admitted he lost the team, man.
Yeah, he lost.
It's like damn. So maybe he came with a really crazy pep talk. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see if the Heat close it out or if the Celtics make it interesting. We'll see. Other news. RIP to Tina Turner and Jim Brown. Yeah. Tina Turner passed at 83. Jim Brown passed, I believe, at 87. So RIP to them. Did not know there's so many problematic things about them until they died, apparently.
Yeah.
So
I heard about the Jim Brown stuff.
Me too.
I mean, I was a little younger, so I ain't know anything about it until I was a grown man. But yeah, I actually met Jim Brown when I was yeah, because he used to be around a lot of that Browns events and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to be honest, man, it was kind of surreal because it's like I look at Jim Brown as that old player from way back in the day, that old legendary player from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, damn, that's really the same guy in them highlights. I think it was black and white during that time, but way back in the 60s, this legendary Browns player. And you could kind of feel people's energy where it's just like, damn, this is a legend right here. Like you could just feel the energy of him being a legend right in this room.
Yep.
That's how I felt. I was kind of starstruck a little bit. Man, it was just like, damn, this is really him. I wish I could have got a picture with him, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because I would have posted it. Probably would have got roasted.
You support a woman beater, Figgy. What's wrong with you? Speaking of which, I hope you don't get in trouble on Memorial Day for celebrating too hard.
That was crazy. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember. That was hilarious.
This dude talking about. So I posted. So for y'all that don't know, I was off of work that day. I forgot why I was off, but I was just off, and I was on my balcony, and I posted a cup of coffee on the balcony, saying "Happy Memorial Day" to everyone out there, type of thing. Or I think I just said "Happy Memorial Day" or something. I'm like, yeah, while you out there drinking your coffee, I'll be at the graveyard mourning the deaths of all the ones we lost, fighting for this something. Like, dog, get your ass out of here, man.
Yeah, there are some people who are like, remember the reason why we celebrate more. Remember and funny thing is, these are usually people who call people snowflakes for getting offended over stupid shit. They're the other ones who get super emotional about Memorial Day and get mad that people are partying and having fun.
Yeah.
So fucking, if y'all act like that, I better see you honoring the great Dr. Martin Luther King when you off on Martin Luther King Day. Yeah. I don't see a whole lot of that type of people doing something to honor him.
Yes,
but
y'all.
certainly we supposed to honor every veteran that died by
Yes,
fucking
y'all-
doing
y'all-
whatever you think is appropriate.
Yes, y'all better be honoring all the slaves we lost for doing things.
Yep. Yep. But we ain't gonna see that shit. So I don't even care about it, man. Whatever. I'm glad to have the day off. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad people sacrificed themselves so we could have a day off. All right. I said that, not Figgy. So put that on me. I don't give a fuck.
I'm working that day, by the way, so it don't matter to me.
Oh, damn. Who's doing the show that day? Everybody in?
Yep, everybody in. I think they off
damn.
on Friday. They decided to take off Friday. So
damn.
I don't know who the hell I'm working with on Friday. We'll find out.
No, shit. We'll see. Probably Sean Bijani, man. He seems like he's all over the
Sean
station now.
Bijani and Brandon Scott.
I like the fact that Brandon Scott's filling in a lot, man. That's
too.
one guy who I'm like, okay, I actually listen when the regular hosts are out when Brandon Scott's on.
Yeah.
Sean, I don't know, man. I fuck with him. He's a nice guy, but yeah.
713-572-4610. 572-4610 if you want to get in.
The one thing I liked about doing a Sean Bijani show is that he never asked for anything. He never asked for any audio. I could just be cool and I'll be fucking reading a book or some shit. Checking Twitter. Whenever he did a show and I was producing, I'd be like, I know he ain't gonna ask for shit. Usually, I mean, he might ask for like a cut or two, but he won't ask me to like pull something or get something off a video or something like that. So I always knew it was gonna be a breeze whenever he did a show. Yeah. He just talks. I'm like,
The funny is when remember Mark Ryan? This dude used to ask for the weirdest type of audio.
Yes.
Like, hey, can you find this audio from Family Guy? Like,
he'd be asking for shit from like old TV shows and shit. Yeah.
A cartoon from the 1980s that I never heard of. Like, what the? And mind you, I'm like a young so I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And then it'd be some goofy little sound effect.
He used to. And it'll be one thing if you actually had the link, because it'd be like, yeah, I could pull that. But he'd be asking like to go find this thing from. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is, man. Go find the audio from Hoosiers and some joke somebody said. I'm like, what? Yeah. So yeah, that was hilarious though. But yeah, Sean Bijani shows were always easy to produce. HRW says no more all black show. Yeah, that got deaded, man. That ain't never happening again. We told y'all it wasn't gonna happen again.
I know. And we made the best out of it.
yeah, we have fun, man. But yeah, it's not gonna happen again. So it is what it is. But so yeah, RIP to Tina Turner and Jim Brown. Long life. I know people were acting shocked that Tina Turner died. Look, man, we've had this talk before. Anything past 80 is, look, it is what it is, man. It ain't shocking. All right. Yeah. I'm not shocked when an 80-year-old person dies. I'm just, hey, long life, celebrate their life, post some clips of them doing shit, and it is what it is. That's life, man.
Yeah, people shot. John Madden died.
Yeah. Oh my God. This
like
2021 sucks. John Madden died at 97. Fuck 2021.
I would
like what?
Ask people, when do you want them to pass? Like, what's the time to clock out?
Statistically, most of us are not even gonna make it to 80. Okay.
Yeah,
they are lucky to make it that long, man. We likely aren't gonna live that long to 80 years old. So they lived a longer than average life. Celebrate them. But my day was not ruined because Tina Turner died or Jim Brown died. I'm sorry. I salute them, but yeah.
And the thing is, like, it did, like, when I heard, I'm like, oh man, damn. But honestly, like, when was the last time we seen her?
It's been a while.
I haven't seen her in a long time, man. Like I feel like Angela Bassett is kind of making up for it because
Yes.
I always look at her as Tina Turner.
Yeah.
She reminded me of Tina Turner for years, man.
Yep.
Maybe because of the movie, but she always reminded me of Tina Turner. But I haven't seen Tina Turner in a long time, man. So it wasn't. It was kind of the John Madden effect of him
Yep.
kind of being, dolo for years. So it wasn't like she was out here like I understood. Like I know Betty White was close to 100 years old, but she was 99. I think she was like 99 or something. I understand why people were shocked by that because she was still out here active. She was actually still out here moving around doing stuff. So I kind of get that. But we ain't seen Tina Turner in years, man. So
It's been a while. I looked up Ike Turner. I didn't know he died in 2007. So yeah, she
it
outlived
was
him.
that long ago. I didn't know it was that
Yeah.
long ago. Damn.
And Rolling Stone made an article talking about how hip hop has turned Ike and Tina Turner being abused into a punchline, which they kind of have. Even to this day,
Yeah.
rappers be saying like I beat the shit like Ike and Tina or some shit like that. They still be using Ike and Tina punchlines, man. I'm like, damn.
When is the statute of limitation on that? Because we're gonna get to a point where people don't know who Ike and Tina are.
Yeah. Doc, there's a lot of rappers who talk about old shit that I'm like, how'd you even know about that? Like people still talk about OJ and stuff like that.
The one you told me about was the Cardi B one when she mentioned that old wrestler.
She mentioned Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, that was like in the 80s, 70s,
Yes.
80s or something.
Yes.
So and she younger. I want to say she younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, did you go on YouTube and rewatch all that shit?
Well, she didn't write the verse. That's what made it very clear.
I know, but she did try to defend it though. I think she did try to say like she's into old wrestlers and all this other stuff. It's just like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like that don't even make sense. Like honestly, like I'm at it, like I was born in 88. So I caught probably the last 3 championships from Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be lying if I sat there and said I remember when he was playing against Phoenix and all this other stuff. I want to say that was like 1991. So I wasn't 3 years old keeping up with Michael Jordan, man. Like I was fucking watching Barney or some shit.
Yeah.
So like I ain't gonna sit there and talk about how I remember when them Jordans came out in 1990. So
yeah, what really gets me. One thing that people still say, the corniest punchline that people still say about an NBA player, niggas still say to this day, because I still be hearing it in recent songs, money taller than Yao Ming. Every rapper got something taller than Yao Ming bar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did y'all even see this dude play? Did y'all even remember the Yao Ming era? If you 20 something, you was probably like a little baby when he was in the league. And now it's like,
and he ain't played that long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody says whenever you think of a tall basketball, you could say Shaq, but they always say money taller than Yao Ming. Yeah. I guess because Ming can rhyme with a lot of shit. So they just go with the easy bar. Yeah. But it's always money taller than Yao Ming. And I'm like, that's worse than I got shooters like Steph.
Yeah. Me. Yeah. they need to retire that one, man.
Yeah. So I'm getting sick of that Yao Ming bars, man. Respect to Yao Ming, but yeah, I don't think these new rappers even know him like that. Other things that happened this week, man, that we get into. I gotta talk about this Lil Durk shit. So Lil Durk released an album. Apparently he's on like a I've changed, guys. He's on his R. Kelly Christian.
Yeah. Did you listen to his single? I want to say last week.
I heard the single with J. Cole. Yeah, he's trying to and this is what I want to talk about too, because I've noticed a lot of the trap rappers and the drill rappers getting older and trying to walk back their content. Okay. You had NBA YoungBoy talk about that. And even though he's not, I mean, he's what, 23, so he's still young. But he had a clip where he talked about how, he feels about people hearing his songs and then going out and doing some shit. And how he feels guilty about it. You have 21 Savage talk about Stop the Violence in Atlanta. And everybody call him a hypocrite for saying that when all his songs are talking about violence in Atlanta. And then you got Lil Durk talking about this sad song with J. Cole, talking about how he's trying to change his image and be a better man, and met with politicians and the mayor and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, now I understand you can change, and I have nothing against it, but I think it's interesting how these drill rappers are just at the same time walking back the shit that got them popping in a way, and changing the brand now, and changing the image into a more, I guess, a mature person, which I don't knock. At least he's trying, but I don't know if it's genuine with Lil Durk.
Yeah, see, the interesting thing is we'll see once the numbers come in with this album he just released. But I think the thing that bite them, the thing that gets them is they try to do stuff like that, which, I'm not mad at, but most of the times it don't work.
Yeah.
So they end up going back to talking about guns and all that shit, where it's just like, man, like, all right, what we doing? Are you trying to find yourself at this point? Now you pretty much a Wale type of person that's just all over the place, and you don't really have a lane. So that's the part that kind of fucked them up a little bit. But if it was a thing where they just, if they went the LL Cool J route, where he just started making club songs and just love songs and all that shit, he just stuck to that. Like, I can't be mad at that. I think it probably worked out for LL because it kind of made his career last a little longer. But these dudes, they'd be on a positive kick for a little bit, and they kind of fall off, and then they try to get back to what it used to be.
Yeah, and it's funny because we were talking about this with Landry, kind of, but that's exactly what happened to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre leaves Death Row. He makes that compilation album, and his single is like, "I've been there, I done that." And like, I'm a changed man. He didn't say bitch no more. He kind of cleaned up his image, and he kind of flopped. So what did he do after that? He went right back to bitches and hoes, right back to the gun shit. And yeah, he had a few mature songs talking about some other shit on Chronic 2001. But for the most part, it was mad ignorant shit, man. And he went back to saying bitches and hoes and all that stuff. So yeah, they do walk back when they realize that the kids don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah. I agree. I think eventually they try to be the one to step out, because I do think I don't want to say it's clout chasing, but I do think it grabbed people attention to hear somebody like look, say what you want. Lil Baby did grab everybody's attention with that "Stop the Violence" song.
Yeah.
That moment, it did grab everybody's attention. But do you think people want a whole album of that?
Hell no.
Yeah, so he gonna get back to that stick talk. So I just think, I never seen anybody successful with doing this, or at least not like a real street rapper with that street image doing something like this and not going back.
Yeah, man. We'll see how long it lasts. I better not see no more guns in the videos and all this shit if he's trying to change the image and the brand. I didn't hear the new album yet. I don't know if he's still. I would assume most of it is like this usual shit you rap about. But yeah, I better not see no more Thug and Talk. But the reason that I kind of brought that up is because he was on DJ Academic's show, and it didn't seem like he was this super mature, knowledgeable person at this point, man. Like, he was still talking about street shit, and he did mention Gunna. I kind of want to play this clip if you can, because he mentioned for the first time if Gunna snitched or not. I guess DJ Academics asked if Gunna snitched, because that's like the new Rorschach test for where you stand on things. Do you think Gunna snitched or not? well, technically it was an Alpo plea. He didn't technically snitch, and technically you can't use this against him in court, so it's not snitching. There's all if you believe Gunna's lawyer and some of his PR people, he did not snitch. And if you believe everybody else,
Yeah.
you'll think he snitched. It depends on if you like his music or not, basically, I feel
No,
at this point.
no, that's how it usually go.
So see if you can pull up this clip, man. It's on the Instagram clip about he talked to DJ Academics for a while, and he mentioned Gunna and whether or not he thought he snitched. He did mention that he hates all snitches because his dad got locked up for a long time because somebody snitched on him. So he hates anybody who's even associated with that kind of image. But I'm wondering after this if it really is just over for Gunna, man. I'm wondering if he has any chance to come back in rap. I think it might be a rap because I know also Weezy was talking to somebody. Weezy, his producer, basically said, "Fuck Gunna, free Thug," in somebody's DMs on IG.
Yeah.
So, and that was a dude who they came up together, basically, man. So, I don't know. It's just shit. Oh, I gotta see fucking Kevin Gates' dumbass.
Never shows no emotion. And I've always said, damn, does he mourn? You know, obviously you lost.
Everybody mourn. You know, everybody show emotions, but I just can't see myself just doing this. Damn, man, this shit crazy, man. This shit,
a clip.
It's like,
nah, that's not it. You click the one in the link.
Yeah, I had to go to the page. Hold on.
Shit, it didn't pull up.
Yeah, I could. It wouldn't show the whole thing. Hold on.
No, fuck it. So basically, he said, I could just paraphrase. It's not a big deal. He basically just said that Gunna should have kept his mouth shut, and he did snitch. So okay, this is it. I think
you should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was. I thought you were trying to reverse it. I'm like,
hell no.
I'm like,
I just said, I just said, I know.
Almost scares you. I'm like, yo, how did?
Huh?
I'm like, I'm never gonna like.
Hell no. I never like. I'm following. I don't know. I never like. Why I didn't? I don't know. I just don't take that shit, Instagram and all that shit type of shit serious. But if you a rat, you a rat. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, I looked into the camera and I told you, if you a rat, I fucking hate you. Cause I love Thug.
You believe that Gunna told
that man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told you should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
So yeah. That does it, man. That was him and Gunna not too long ago had a hit single about Virgil. And now it seems like it's over. So what do you think, man? Do you think it's officially done for Gunna?
It's hard to say, man, because like I know the industry and the street rappers can boycott him or unofficially boycott him and not work with him. But we talk about this all the time. We got to see how the music sound and his content and all that stuff. I think, look, man, I think he can. If he's on a label, I still think he can. The record label will still try to put him in the best way to win, to make money and all that stuff. Like I said, I just don't see the people like Future working with him because Thug. Say what you want about Thug, he had a good relationship with everybody in the industry. In the industry, all the rappers. I never heard nobody outside of like Game or something say a bad thing about Thug. I just don't see all of those rappers that's associated with Thug or cool with Thug working with him. Maybe he could go the route where somebody like Nicki Minaj work with him, or what's her name, Chloe Bailey or something like that. Maybe he has some those type of features, and maybe make more emo type of songs. But I don't know, man. I just don't know if people would still rock with him like that, man. I just don't get it. I felt like it was lightweight borderline for me anyway.
Mhm.
because I felt like the music. I like the one album. I forgot what album that was, but um, I like one of his albums. I like some of his songs.
Oh, what
But
was it? Fucking. I know what you're talking about the one we talked about with the.
Charles Amenahu.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I like that album, but after
Wanna. I think it was called
Wanna,
Wanna.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is Wanna, yeah. But it was just some other stuff where I'm just like, like I don't know if people starving for that type of music now. I don't know if people would gravitate towards that. Even let's say he didn't snitch. Let's say he just got out and he released an album like that without the Gunna on it, or I'm not Gunna, but without Thug or anybody on it. Like, are people running to that album or is gonna play that shit? I just don't know. But to answer your question, I think it really depends on the music, and that's to me that's stretching it because I don't know. He to me he ain't in that category that the music talks and don't worry about the other shit.
Honestly, to be fair, before he got locked up, he was one of the hottest rappers out. He had that Push It and P shit that was everywhere. Like, he was one of the hottest rappers in the game at that point, man. And like, this is kind of a legendary fall off, honestly. I don't know if I've heard anybody like who just was hot 1 minute and then some shit happened and then you can't put anything out,
Yeah.
at this point. So,
Now he did. Now he did have a lot of features on some of his big songs,
oh
though,
yeah.
and those features are probably not going to happen again.
Yeah. And that's the issue, man. So
Yeah,
it's like I said from the beginning, Young Thug is the only person who can save Gunna's career. If he gives the cosign and says, nah, it's cool with me and Gunna, he ain't do nothing wrong, then everybody would be like, okay, we fuck with you. But if he was gonna say that, he would have said it by now. I mean, he's made
yeah,
statements on Instagram and shit already. If he felt that way, he could have put that statement out through somebody and they could have put it out on his IG page or whatever and saved him. But
yeah,
he didn't, so we have to assume that he doesn't feel that way.
yeah,
So it's look, he got to switch genres, man. He got to do something else because I think it's over for him in rap.
yeah.
Nobody wants the stigma of working with him now.
Mhm.
And you can argue right or wrong, whether it's silly or not, to just blackball a dude because he didn't want to stay in prison, basically. But that's just how it is, man. That's
Yeah,
that's just how the
that's how
rap culture
people are.
is. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how people are, man. People gravitate to somebody who will stay in jail forever
Hmm.
rather than them snitching, getting out, and making music.
Yep.
So it's super weird, man. But I mean, that's how it is.
Oh, HRW brings that up too. Fetty Wap got sentenced to, I want to say, like 6 years in prison over drug trafficking, I believe. And I believe he
Yeah,
got arrested before a show, I want to say like last year or so. And that was very random. So yeah,
yeah,
he was arrested. I think he got sentenced to, I want to say, like 6 years. So yeah, that shit was wild, man.
yeah. And that's very unfortunate too, because we heard the stories about him getting screwed over with his, record deals and all that stuff
Hmm.
because sure, he was one of the hottest rappers at one point too. Like it was super fast, but he had like 2 or 3 songs that was just crazy. And word on the street is he ain't really had, the money from it.
Yeah.
So he was out there doing what he had to do to take care of himself. So that's kind of a sad story too, man. It's like, damn,
Hmm.
you would think like if me and you had a hit song and it just did so many numbers, you would think we would be good for our life at least to live comfortable. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be homeless and struggling or nothing. But yeah, that wasn't the case with him.
Yeah, that's rough, man. So he was arrested on conspiracy of to smuggle large amounts of heroin, fentanyl, and other drugs into New York City. So yeah, that's another crazy fall off, man. That really never made any sense. He was just hot for one summer, and that was it.
Yeah.
So that was wild.
And
But
the crazy thing is his songs actually went top 40.
yep.
Like I remember Trap Queen playing on a top 40 stage. It was pretty much a pop. I was gonna say mom and pop station, but it was like a soccer mom type of
Yeah, no, Chris Dog, white women love that Trap
Trap
Queen
Queen.
shit,
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
They all
Yes.
sing that 1738.
Yeah. I get high with my baby. Yeah.
White girls love Fetty Wap, man. I'm
That shit was
surprised.
that shit was on the our station up in Cleveland, which is like a very clean station that
Mhm.
don't play rap music like that unless it's in the top 40, unless it's like super hot. And that song was in rotation, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So if
Shit's wild, man.
if your song go that far, man, you should be set.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. So yeah, like 6 years ain't forever, but yeah, it's just unfortunate that he was even in that shit to begin with, man. So
Yeah.
that sucks. Other things going on this week. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, how'd you feel about that John Morant IG story, man? So I people were scared that John Morant might commit suicide or something, basically, because he had like a cryptic IG story where he said thank you to his family and friends. He's like, I love y'all. He said, I love my daughter. I love my mom. Then he said like a picture of him talking to somebody with a microphone in his mouth or near his mouth. And he said, it just had the caption that said, bye. And everybody got worried. Everybody thought that something was going to happen. So apparently police were sent over to his home and found out he was doing well. He just wanted to take a break from social media.
Which is
So,
smart.
yeah.
It's smart. But I honestly thought he was probably like drinking or something, going through it. So I ain't gonna like look, man. I could get emotional at times too. I have a heart, so I was a little worried when I seen that too, because look, man, this ain't the 90s where you had to be tough and people grew up tough. This social media stuff, man, it can really get to you, man. So I don't know if it was getting to him. I don't know what he going through in his personal life, but like the suicide rate is up. I mean, it's up more than it ever been. So like I get worried when people start talking like that for some reason, because most of the times we never know what somebody's going through until it happened. And then it's like, damn, he seemed like he was so happy. So I was a little worried, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe he's probably drunk. And just, a lot of people get drunk and start tweeting and Instagramming and posting and all that stuff. So I'm glad he good, but I'm also glad he getting the hell off of social media for a minute to kind of regroup and get himself together.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely should leave social media for sure. I mean, it's been nothing but bad for him in the past few months. But yeah, I don't like that playing with suicide talk, man. And you could say, well, he didn't say he was going to commit suicide, but everybody knew what he was that what kind of message that sends when you do something like that.
He could have gave a little more context.
Yeah, he could have said, I'm taking a break, y'all, from social media. But the way it was formatted, I just don't like that.
Why are you saying bye to your mom?
Exactly. And saying bye, the last caption just says bye.
Your daughter?
Yeah. It was like he knew what he was doing, man. And everybody knew how that was interpreted. I just don't like playing with shit like that, man. Like, because I've known people we've known people who've gone through it, okay? And I don't like people doing that shit for attention, period. And I've known a few who I took serious and then found out later that, they were just kind of fucking around. So, like, I don't like that, man. That bothers me way more than the waving guns shit, honestly, man. I don't like playing with suicidal shit and acting like you're suicidal for clout and shit like that. That really bothers me. That's like the worst thing he's done, I think, honestly, because there's people who really go through it and it doesn't get taken seriously. And then when it happens, it's too late.
Yeah, the worst part about this is like I don't know his intention, but it's probably more what you just said. To be honest,
Mhm.
probably seeking attention. But the worst part about it is he could just hide behind the mental health thing.
Yes, which I'm sure he's gonna do.
Yeah, you can't sit there, you can't call him out saying, "Hey, stop doing that shit." Like that's not cool because it's gonna be mental health, mental health. I'm going through some things, mental health, mental health. So that's the mask everybody can put on every time they do something. So yeah, and he can't even get held accountable for it.
Yeah. So exactly, because you can't bully, because you can always
Yeah,
argue and say I was going through something, but
how,
we know,
yeah,
man.
yeah. How stupid you gonna look if you try to call somebody out and they say, "Hey, I
Hmm.
was going through some things,
Yep.
mental health, and I'm going to therapy." You can say all type of stuff to make somebody look stupid for calling you out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, and anybody can hide behind now, man. And it's like, look, it does a disservice to people who actually go through it, man. And that's the thing that annoys me, dog, because it's just anytime somebody fuck up now, they want to claim mental health. Ben Simmons want to claim mental health. Like, nah, man, these dudes just,
That was some bullshit to me.
it really was, and everybody fell for it, man.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Like, dog, he wanted to get traded because of what everybody because he pretty much wasn't showing up in games and all that
Hmm.
shit.
He was throwing a fit,
Yeah,
dog, and he want to
he,
claim it was his mental health. Come on,
yeah,
man.
yeah. He threw a fit in practice and want to play the whole mental health game, man. It's just like, come on, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's just what we live in, man. Like it's gonna be taken seriously no matter what. Nobody want to be the person to call it out and say it's bullshit because you look insensitive. So we just all gotta accept this horse shit in our face like it's nothing. So whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm sure John Moran's gonna be okay, man. He's just and look, he's acting like a 23-year-old, man. Okay. That's why I don't take none of this shit seriously. Talking about his mental health, talking about his circle, like he's acting like a regular 23-year-old, honestly, man.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll grow out of this bullshit phase he's in, especially when it hits him financially bad enough. And he'll learn how to do this bullshit. But all of us were doing goofy shit when we're 23, man. So I don't care. It's whatever.
Mhm.
Um so are you Figgy, are you aware of this fucking civil war going on with Taylor Swift fans?
I wasn't aware of that. I'm aware of the Ice Spice collab.
Yeah. So
I wasn't
apparently Ice Spice or Taylor Swift is gonna do a remix or I think remix one of her songs with Ice Spice on it. And the
Mhm.
reason this is controversial is because Taylor Swift is allegedly dating this guy named Matty Healy. And he has made some controversial comments, to say the least, on some podcasts and other platforms. One thing that got people really upset, he admitted to liking the porn series Ghetto Gaggers and being really into it. Ghetto Gaggers is a porn series where like a bunch of white guys take this black porn star and like just abuse her. And like it is real rough type shit, but it's porn. They got paid for it, whatever. Some people had really bad experiences about it, but it's a porn shit that's based in racism, basically. But he admits liking that type of shit on the podcast. And he also has some comments about Ice Spice. Okay, so he was in this episode, it was deleted. Okay, it was deleted from Spotify and Apple Music,
Oh damn.
but he apparently made fun of Ice Spice using derogatory terms about her body and ethnicity, calling her an Inuit Spice Girl and a chubby Chinese lady.
And this
And
is somebody Taylor Swift was dating?
she
Yeah.
is dating now. I
Oh shit.
believe I believe he's like her guitarist on her tour as well.
Damn.
But apparently in this episode, he was asked by the host if he sounds the way. Basically, he just shitted on Ice Spice. I can't even make sense of what this is saying, but he was just he said a bunch of racist shit basically on this podcast, and I think it was one of those like edgy white guy podcasts. To be fair, so he was playing along with whatever they were doing, but it got people upset when they found all this stuff out. So now there is a civil war between the Taylor Swift fan base, and there are a lot of Taylor Swift fans who were kind of canceling her in a way. They've canceled their tour tickets and shit. They've said they can't support her anymore now that she's with this guy.
Ain't seen all of this.
Dog, it's rough, man. I didn't realize it was big until like recently.
We need to get our number one Taylor Swift fan on.
I'm glad you did that because I asked her about it. And I got a statement. Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is our resident Swiftie that we both know. She's Joanna. And I asked her how she feels or where does she stand in the Swiftie Civil War? And she gave me like a long ass essay about how she feels. This is how serious this shit is, man.
That's crazy.
She sent me this big ass essay. That's all I asked her. Where does she stand in the Swiftie Civil War? She sent me this essay, dog. So I'll read the statement from the Gems and Juice Taylor Swift correspondent, Joanna. Joanna says, I'm always going to support my girl. I think her relationship with Joe, I don't know who Joe is. I guess her last boyfriend. I think her relationship with Joe ended badly. Therefore, her rebound is this stupid guy. When you're as big as Tay-Tay, you can't just rebound with anyone, so you're limited to your small circle. Many of us didn't know who this guy was until he was associated with her. I'm sure she didn't know all the stupid racist shit he did, just like us. We've been best friends. We've been friends for years, but I don't know everything you've done or said. I don't like that she put that in there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a shot at me. Like, I don't know what you've said. Okay, we're not dating Joanna, but whatever. She's really good at accepting her mistakes. And even though she didn't really do anything wrong herself, she did associate with somebody who did. And she's extending her apology by collaborating with Ice Spice. And this is what really shocked me. She said, Ice Spice, which I've also never heard of until now. Moving forward, if she stays with this guy now, that's going to be very sad. But like I said, after a breakup, people usually aren't emotionally 100%, so I get her. My poor Tay-Tay. So she's supporting Taylor Swift, but she also hates this guy. And she never heard of Ice Spice until this whole thing blew up. And that's the first thing I asked her. I was like, you've never heard of Ice Spice? And she was like, no.
I could kind of see that, even though I know Ice Spice she's very popular right now. She's all over the place. But I could kind of see somebody like Joanna not really in tune to Ice Spice like that, man. But it's super hilarious seeing somebody that never heard of Ice Spice at all until this moment. That is kind of shocking. But I'm not shocked that she never heard of her.
Yeah. So this controversy has gotten kind of crazy. People think that she's doing a song with Ice Spice just to help pat it over, but apparently she has not really made a statement about it. I think it says the singer, who is currently traveling the country on her Eras tour, has been friends with Ice Spice. Swift has not commented on the controversial statements made by Healy, who she's been spotted hanging out with. And some pop music fans have accused her of staying quiet on important social and political issues such as LGBTQ rights and taking a stand only when it's convenient for her. Interesting. So yeah, she's also talked about being in LGBTQ fights and fighting for their rights. But yeah, she's with the guy allegedly, and apparently she's happy with this dude right now. She's been saying that she hasn't been this happy in a long time. So look, I don't know if she should have to apologize for what he said, but it's interesting I just like the fuckery of it, man. I
Yeah.
like seeing the fan base explode. There are people who go see Taylor Swift now have to write essays as to why they went to go see her
Yeah.
because you're called a racist and a enabler if you go support Taylor Swift right now on social media. So yeah, it's rough for them, man. It's rough for I don't think it's been this rough since the Kanye incident.
Yeah. And honestly, I think she got a lot of favoritism for that. Because I'm not trying to sound like Joanna, but I ain't really know Taylor Swift like that to the Kanye
Yeah.
shit popped off. I had no idea. I wasn't seeing her all the time. But since that moment, I've been seeing none but Taylor Swift. None but Taylor Swift. So it kind of worked out for her on that part because it got the people I usually associate with hip to Taylor Swift. But yeah, man, this is I like seeing stuff like this when it's something that you don't have nothing to do with.
Yep.
Like, dog, how many times we got to sit there and have these
The baby says something, or
yeah, baby or R. Kelly or all this other stuff that we got to sit there and tiptoe around and debate. And should you listen to this music or no? And like, I just like sitting back and just watching them go at it and freak out.
Yep. And yeah, I kind of wonder if Ice Spice gives a fuck. You know, I mean, I'm sure she's happy she's getting on a Taylor Swift song. That's gonna be big for her.
Honestly, I would not care at all, man. That's Taylor Swift. How many people you know that rap or anything that did something with Taylor Swift? It's a small company.
Kendrick and Ice Spice. And I think Ice Spice is the first female rapper she's collaborated with.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I would, dog. When I seen that, because I ain't know nothing about all of this. So maybe Taylor is trying to smooth it over and pander a little bit. But I was shocked when I'm like, Ice Spice. Like, out of all the people Taylor Swift could have collabed with, you know, she could have did something with Beyonce. She could have did something with it. Early Nicki Minaj, not now, but early Nicki Minaj. She could have collabed with a lot of people. Ice Spice. I'm like, what? So she could have did something with Cardi B, but man, Ice Spice need to take this no matter what, man. You could call me what did the boyfriend call her? Fat what?
You call like a fat Chinese woman or something.
Hey, you could call me a fat Chinese woman all you want, man. I'm getting a song with Taylor Swift.
Chubby Chinese lady. Yeah,
dog. I don't care. Like, dog, it's not a lot of people, especially somebody like her who don't even have an album out, getting a collab with Taylor Swift. No, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. So
that's good for her.
I mean, honestly, it's probably the best thing to happen in her career. I mean, getting the Taylor Swift feature. I mean, look at how many Taylor Swift fans are not going to support Ice Spice.
Yes.
Because they see her as a victim now. So now they're going to bring her into the fold. And now the Spice Girl, or whatever the Spice fan base is called. I don't know what the Ice Spice fans are called. I don't think they have a name. I think they're too new. But they're going to be accepted by the Swifties, man. And so, yeah, we'll see. But this is look, as big of a figure as Taylor Swift is, like she must just not give a fuck anymore, you know, because as big of a star she is, and you know the climate she's in right now, why would you even look? Nicki Minaj married a accused or a convicted sex offender. So I guess you love who you love, man. I don't know, but I don't get it. I feel like even if you like somebody, you got to be conscious of your public image when you're somebody that big. But I don't care.
Do you think Taylor Swift had any idea about what her boyfriend was into, or the guy she's dating?
I doubt it. I mean, really? I think she listened to the podcast he was on. No, I don't think she gave a fuck about any of that. And I'm assuming she don't give a fuck now because look, he make her happy, so whatever.
Yeah, and I think honestly, like I'm not trying to defend the guy. He probably shouldn't have said all that shit. But if that was that type of podcast where you know you kind of get into shit like that, like maybe she was just like, why the fuck would you say that? You know you dating me.
Yeah.
So delete that shit. Like she probably don't give a shit. Because look, we talk shit on here all the time, man. So it would probably be a little different if we were dating somebody a high figure, and you know they take what we say and do that on social media. So like she probably was like, what? Why the fuck would you just delete that, man? Like he probably like maybe he might not even been. He probably was serious about probably liking what he liked, but
Yeah. But then again, there was
it's content over everything, man. People
Yeah.
love to do shit for content.
Yeah. So yeah, very interesting, man.
Damn, I did not know that was happening, man. That's crazy.
It's been crazy with social media, man. I think somebody made a whole list of things that they want Taylor Swift to do. They want her to like donate to marginalized communities and all this stuff. And all this stuff is wild, man. HRW says Ice Spice fine. What the F? Just because he likes Tay Tay flat ass. Yeah, man. If you attracted to Taylor Swift, there's no way you can find Ice Spice attractive, man. Okay, or really any black woman, I feel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you got to be into skinny, tall chicks.
Yeah,
because she's like the opposite. And Spice, Ice Spice is light skinned, so she probably mixed or something. I don't know, but like her and Taylor Swift are total opposites, man.
Yeah. So yeah, very interesting, man. And yeah, I didn't know this was going on until recently, but it's been a civil war in the Taylor Swift fan base, and it's tearing them apart. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes, man. But we did have our Taylor Swift correspondent chime in on that, so I wanted to share that with y'all. Are you keeping up with the fight between Kwame Brown and Shannon Sharp?
I kind of have been, man. I kind of have been. I don't know. It's funny, man. I think people need to realize don't say anything about Kwame Brown, man. Like what? It seems like people that pick a little dispute with Kwame end up. I don't want to say regret it, but at the end of it all, it's like, why did I even say anything? I should have just. I shouldn't even mention this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked that Kwame Brown talks shit about. And if y'all haven't been following, Kwame Brown made a video. He always makes videos in his car for some reason, or his truck, whatever he's in. He made a video kind of shitting on LeBron for what he did at the end of the game. Of the final game between the Lakers and the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. And he kind of shitted on LeBron and said what he should have done and said he ain't doing what he's supposed to do, whatever. And Shannon Sharp actually brought it up. They talked about it on Undisputed. So basically, Shannon Sharp said what we thought he was going to say, or anybody would say when they hear that Kwame Brown talk shit about LeBron, which is basically, what have you done in your career to talk shit about LeBron?
You a bust.
Yeah. So Kwame shot back, and he went in his Kwame Brown way, but they've been going back and forth, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really just shocked that they even brought him up, man. Like,
yeah.
Y'all know what y'all give people a platform when you talk about them on a national show. So the fact that Kwame Brown said this shit and it actually got to your radar and you brought it up just because you had to defend LeBron is crazy to me, man. Like, were they running out of LeBron topics? Did they have to bring this up to have some? Maybe it was just a slow show day and they ran out of. There was no Cowboy news, so it had to be all LeBron for all 3 hours. So they had to bring up Kwame Brown talking shit about LeBron.
Yeah.
So
it was like the thing, it was crazy is because I listened to all the back and forths, and Kwame, like him sitting on LeBron, it was strictly just basketball. Like it was on the court. He ain't really go personal. He was just honestly, he was talking like how we would talk.
Mhm.
Like he tried to go for a foul. Why he ain't shoot that? It was a lot of that. And then I think it was some other clips pretty much saying I guess he bet. I guess he might have had a bet on LeBron or something like that. So that's why he's probably a little more amped up because he lost money. But he was kind of doing what anybody else would do, but he was doing it in a Kwame Brown way. And to me, one thing I ain't like about the Shannon Sharp stuff, like it's okay to disagree with Kwame Brown. He could have said, "Nah, I disagree with that. I think that was the right move for him to go to the hole. They ain't call a foul." He could have did that, but it seemed like he just went straight to attack him. Like you a bus. He said he's on the Mount Rushmore bus. Like he just kind of just went at Kwame Brown. I'm just like, damn, like that to me, that I think that was a mistake. I think he shouldn't did that. And it was the irony of this is he was praising Kwame Brown and trying to and defending him on not being a bust. He was the one saying that, hey, he played 10 years in the league. Hey, he made around $60 million in the NBA. So he was the one, originally like around when the Kwame era first started, the Kwame on YouTube era first started, pretty much saying he was defending him. So when you say something about LeBron, now you want to say he a bust? So it was just like, man, to me, I thought that was kind of sorry a little bit from Shannon Sharp. And the tricky thing is when somebody like a Shannon Sharp who worked for a big time network like that goes after somebody who don't work for a network at all, and for his free time, he like to get on the phone and just talk shit and have all the time in the world to do it and call you every name in the book without getting in trouble. I think that's where somebody like Shannon Sharp looked bad because you could do but so much because you work for Fox. And so so Kwame Brown can sit there and say, you a company man, listen to them white folks. You ain't got no voice for real, thick tongue. He can say everything, and Shannon Sharp can't say anything, man. He got to keep it buttoned up. He like Kwame said, you got to wake up 5 a.m. You got to be nice and clean for those white folks. He can say all type of crazy stuff, and Shannon Sharp got to do exactly that, man. He can't fight fire with fire. And so at the end of it all, like being from Shannon Sharp point of view, it's like, why did I even say something about this guy? Like I shouldn't even brung him up. Like somebody like that, that's a loose cannon. I don't mean it in a bad way, but that's somebody who's not tied to ESPN. He's not a company man at all. He's probably at the house chilling, rich, got his farm and all that, whatever. He's good. So whenever he get on social media, he just talks shit. He can say whatever the hell he want. So I think that's the wrong type of person to get into it with. And I think people like Stephen A. Smith realize that. I think Steven Jackson and the other dude realized that. So you can't Kwame Brown, he ain't the punchline no more, man. You can't. I think it's not good for you to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, he shouldn't weigh in on anything. He's a bust." I think that will get you in more trouble than just not saying it at all.
Yeah, and he was going viral on his responses, man, because he really went at Shannon Sharp. And yeah, that's my issue too, man. Like Shannon Sharp just got really upset when Skip Bayless had some personal attacks when Shannon Sharp was talking shit about Tom Brady. And Skip Bayless basically said that Shannon Sharp was he was jealous of the fact that Tom Brady played so long and he didn't play that long. And he got so many rings and Shannon Sharp didn't. But he got upset when personal attacks were used against him to discount his opinion. But he's
Yes.
gonna go and use personal attacks against Kwame Brown to
Yeah.
discount his opinion on the NBA.
It's strictly
Look,
basketball on court opinion.
yes.
He never
And
said
look,
LeBron is a bust or any. He used straight up stats. I mean, not stats, but he pretty much said Jordan in that moment wouldn't have did that. Kobe in that moment would he had a regular conversation like we all would have.
Yep. And so bringing up the fact that he was a bust or didn't live up to the hype of being a number one pick is like, look, man, you can say that about a lot of analysts who analyze the game and have an opinion. And to be honest, I will take the opinion of somebody who played in the NBA over anybody who didn't.
Yeah,
and that includes Shannon Sharp.
And
I don't care
he's
how long he's been on Undisputed, man.
Yes, Kwame at least qualified to talk about it.
Yes.
He only played 10 years in the league. You can say bust or what, but he played in the league, man.
Yes, he played for a long time, man, and made some money. So I'm not gonna discount his opinion because he was a bust. Fuck it. I'll take his opinion over somebody who never played or touched a hardwood in the NBA ever. Okay. And Shannon Sharp, I will take his opinion on the NFL over anybody who didn't play in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So I just thought it was corny. Like, look, you can explain why Kwame is wrong and why you think LeBron did what he needed to do and just didn't work out. But you ain't have to go and talk about his failures as an NBA player, man.
What did that have to do with anything?
That ain't had nothing to do with it, man. So it looked real silly.
Yeah.
Now,
it's funny because Skip did the same thing. Like I've mentioned that earlier. Skip did the same thing to him.
And he cried about it. He got really upset.
Yes. You always say I'm jealous.
Put your glasses on.
I know. But yeah, he did the exact same thing because he criticized Tom Brady a lot. And Skip said, "Oh, you saying that? You just saying that because you ain't got as many rings as him, or you ain't play as long as him." So he did the same thing.
Yeah, and he couldn't see the iron. Like he couldn't see that he did what he hated Skip did. So it's just silly. But Shannon Sharp has built this character as being the number one LeBron defense force. So he's just doing what he has to do. Now, I hate to go here, but I have to ask you, are you aware of the conspiracies around Shannon Sharp and his stylist?
I'm not.
So I actually didn't know this until recently, and now I can't unsee it. So Shannon Sharp has this stylist who goes with him everywhere, it seems like. And he always promotes this dude. His name is, he goes by Hollywood Muggler. He's on IG and all this stuff. And he's always, if you see Shannon Sharp at courtside, he's with this guy, his stylist. The stylist is everywhere with him, apparently. He's on his podcast. They seem to travel a lot. And Shannon Sharp talks about the unbreakable bond he has with this guy. And Shannon Sharp is this man's only client as a stylist as well. So people did research on this guy and found out that, do you remember Kerry Rhodes, the NFL player?
Kerry Rhodes. Nah.
Kerry Rhodes. He was an NFL player and he got exposed by being in a relationship with another man. And that man is Hollywood Muggler.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Damn.
This guy exposed Kerry Rhodes and said they were in a relationship for a while.
Damn.
And they had pictures together and everything. And it was like, okay. So this guy, who was not a stylist back then, he was something else. But he was not a stylist. He was not into fashion. But now he is the exclusive stylist of Shannon Sharp and goes with him everywhere. And they have an unbreakable bond. And by the way, he closed off his comments because people were starting to connect some dots. And look, I don't know. I'm accepting of all lifestyles. I don't give a fuck. But I just think it's interesting how the conspiracy is starting to ramp up now because, like I said, these guys are look at that scroll up a little bit.
This
That
one.
yeah, what's going on there, man? You see
what's up with
nothing.
all the random pictures, man.
It's
This-
nothing but Shannon Sharp pictures, man, and him.
Yeah.
So
like, look, man, I don't care if I'm a stylist or not, man. I'm not posting no no solo picture of a guy that's not me.
well, if you picked out the clothes, I get it. But like I said, this guy is the only stylist of Shannon Sharp, and he had not been a stylist that long because he was not a stylist when he was with Kerry Rhodes. So also there was every game that courtside with the Lakers, he's there with them. And I'm like, okay, live your truth, man. But
So
Shannon Sharp
is he with him on the set too?
has to be. He goes everywhere with him. He's on the podcast too.
Look at all these pictures on the right. It's like the same damn pose and
Dog,
everything.
I was listening to he was doing the podcast with somebody, and he was like making jokes with Hollywood Mother off set. Like he wasn't even in the picture. He was like, "Hey, Hollywood, what do you think about that? Let's go there. Hollywood, what do you think about that?" I was like, "Damn, man." So look, there is conspiracies going on that they are in a relationship, and I don't care, but I just think it's funny. But also apparently Shannon Sharp announced like a new brand manager for his tequila or whatever kind of Hennessy he got. And he announced this guy, and when you go to his page, it's nothing but this nigga in draws. Like I'm not shitting you, man, because everybody was in the comments like, "Hey, yo, Unc, what's going on here?"
Hey, yo,
Unc, you got something you want to tell us, man? Why this nigga naked in all his pictures, man? And why is nothing he was doing signified that he was promoting any kind of brand or anything, man?
Man.
So
man, it's so hilarious when people see something like that. Hey, yo, like, yo.
So that is the current conspiracy or the theory about surrounding Shannon Sharp is that he is in a relationship with his stylist. And
damn, that's crazy.
Look, I don't care either way. I just think it's funny. Like he seems to be digging into it even more since the rumor started. He said there was some post he had. He said like it was one of the pictures of him just standing there in some kind of fit. And he said, "Hey, Hollywood." The caption said this: "Hey, Hollywood, do you ever wonder what they say about us in their group chats?" Yeah, me neither. It's like I mean, Figgy, you've been friends with a lot of dudes, man. Did you ever have any thought like that?
Imagine if I post a picture of me and you. Hey, God, hey, Rockett. I wonder what they saying about us in their group chats. I guarantee you will comment like, "Hey, yo." Hey,
and
yo.
Every comment about him, he has the unbreakable bond hashtag in all caps, unbreakable bond.
I'm looking at his profile now. It say personal stylist for Shannon Sharp. Hashtag Club Shay Shay. Like, I'm not, look, man, I'm all for being a stylist and all that stuff. I'm not dedicating my whole page to you, man.
And he actually changed that because people pointed that out when the rumors started circulating. He said personal stylist for Shannon Sharp only in all caps. He took the only part out because people were starting to look like, wait, you only do one client and you follow him everywhere? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
damn.
Look, yeah. Like I said, I don't care. I don't care what people do behind closed doors, man. It makes no difference to me. But I just think it's a funny theory that he is not denied. And I know he reads the comments because he be reacting to shit.
Yeah.
I know he sees this shit.
Clapping back. Yeah.
So
I never seen nothing like that before because you see a lot of celebrity stylists and all that stuff. But I never seen one that was like that exclusive to one person. And I'm sure it's some like that, but This
Mhm.
is very exclusive. It's like he devoted his whole life only to Shannon Sharp.
And again, it would be one thing if this guy had a history of being a stylist, but he doesn't. Like this guy was a boyfriend, an NFL player, and he was doing something else. I think he was like a manager or something else. But he was not a stylist at this point.
Damn.
And now he is for one person. So, look, man.
For one person.
And they have an unbreakable bond.
Yeah.
So
Just imagine hopping around like that, man. Just one moment you a manager for somebody, and then that blow up, and then out of nowhere, hey, I'm a personal stylist for one person. Man, that's crazy. See, that's what I like about the internet sometimes, man. They will investigate. A lot of times they be wrong. They be dead ass wrong, but they will uncover some shit. They will get down to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Now every time if you see a picture of Shannon Sharp courtside with his stylist, you'll see some comments, man. People are starting to starting to cross some dots.
I'm gonna see this shit. I'm gonna see this shit all the time now, man, because I never even heard of it. I ain't even hear this before.
Yeah, I didn't know it until recently myself, and now I can't unsee it, dog. Because this nigga really is everywhere with Shannon Sharp, man. And I'm like, you would think if you had courtside seats to the Lakers, like you would bring a girl sometimes. Like if you were a heterosexual man, you would think like you would bring a girl sometimes, maybe your kids, maybe your daughter, maybe a relative. It's always this one guy, man.
Yeah.
Every single time he's courtside, this one guy is with him, man. And I'm like, okay. So like I said, I don't care if he is or isn't, but it's just funny.
No, it is. Salute to him, man.
So yeah. And he be doing stuff like he talks about, I did it for my girl and this my girl. Like he be going over with the talking about girlfriends in the past and shit. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You trying to clear some shit up. All right.
Yeah.
But hey, live your truth, man. I ain't judging nobody. But that's the rumor going on around with Shannon Sharp.
This dude was posting the hell out of him too, man.
Yeah. So hey, man, it is what it is. So, and I think this guy, like he untags himself on Twitter whenever Shannon Sharp tags him, and I think he's really trying to stay low key. But,
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I ain't. Live your truth. But
I think the funny part of all this is how everybody discovered he was in the other relationship.
Yeah, that was some hardcore investigation.
I'm like, oh damn,
I had no idea.
And then like it's the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's hilarious.
So, yeah, very interesting. That's the rumor going around, but. Like I said, nothing confirmed, of course. So I don't want to
Twitter
spread no bullshit, but that's just what people are saying. I'm tapped in. Okay, I hear what the streets are saying.
Yeah,
in the comments. Anything else happened this week, man? We talked about White Men Can't Jump with Landry, so listen to that podcast if you want to hear our thoughts on that movie. I guess Kim had something to say about Kanye. I heard she did mention that his comments will do more damage than her sex tape to her kids, which
how you feel?
I would say they're probably equal. Like, yeah, Kanye's talking crazy, but at least he ain't sucking another man's dick on TV. Yeah. That's not your daddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I don't know how. I mean. I don't know how to interpret that really.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. So I don't really keep up with Kim Kardashian, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I noticed I started seeing her weighing in a lot more. Like I've been seeing way more stuff on Kim Kardashian on Kanye. So I'm like, why the fuck? Like what? I was curious. I had to do a little digging, and I realized I guess her show is currently on. So maybe the shit that was recorded is now airing. So that's why these quotes and all this stuff is coming out about Kanye. But I'm like, damn, why is she weighing in on Kanye right now? This motherfucker is laying low. Like he been kind of quiet. I guess he with his alleged new wife, and he been kind of quiet. So I'm like, why does she keep coming out here saying all this shit now at this point? So I thought that was interesting at first, but I realized I guess the show is going on. So I guess when the show aired, you get these quotes, and it probably happened in real time, and we like a year later or some shit.
Yeah.
So yes, but I did think it was interesting. Man, she got slaughtered for saying how hard it is being a single mother.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they tore her ass. So I ain't gonna lie, man. I kind of feel I kind of understand. I don't want to say I'm understand where she's coming from, but I feel like we all look at the the money part, like, oh, it ain't hard being a single mother. But I guess I was thinking a little more deeper. Like I'm sure it's kind of hard trying to explain to the kids why your dad is acting like a lunatic and why is he doing all this, saying all of this and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't even know if she meant it like that, but I do kind of feel for her on that part. Like, damn, it do gotta suck when you've been with somebody for so long and now you're not with that person, and it's just constant back and forth and drama and all that stuff. I don't think she's sitting there struggling trying to find a babysitter, but I do think I do think that part is hard when it comes to, like, I guess being a single mother. But
And
they were tearing her ass up though, man.
of course they were, man. And here's the thing people don't understand, dog. Like, your struggles are only relative to what you've been through. Okay. So that's what people hate about parents, is because whenever you talk about how you having a hard time, parents always go to, oh, you got a roof over your head, don't you? You
Yeah.
got food in your stomach, don't you? Like, okay,
Or
yes,
they
we're
try to
not
have
homeless.
or they try to have a deep measuring contest. Well,
Yes.
I had 5 kids and I had to make it work. Or I ain't have a job at all, but I had
Yeah.
to do this, or like, I'm not you. Like, this is not your situation. This is my situation.
Yes, exactly. And yes, does she know what the average single mother goes through? Probably not. But in her life, where how she's lived before and living now, is it hard for her? Yeah, I'm sure it is. Is it
Yeah,
hard? Would it be hard for us still being rich? Probably not as hard. But look, she's speaking to her own experience, man. She's
yeah,
not like, and we do it too. When we're having a hard time, look, there's always somebody doing worse than us
yes,
who you can point to and say, hey, how dare you? At least you got a house, or at least you got an apartment, or at least you got a
yeah,
car, or at least you got somewhere to sleep at night. Like, you could always play that game, man.
yes, all the time, man.
So, yeah, whenever somebody says they're having a hard time and you want to point out the fact that people are having it harder,
Yeah,
who gives a fuck, man? Like, look, we
yeah,
all talk about our problems are all relative to what we go through. So
yeah.
I
So
don't care
I
about
kind of
that.
feel. I mean, I know she rich. I shouldn't be all sad about it,
Yeah.
but like, it's something, like, she's human at the end of the day, man. She got all them. I think they got like 3 or 4 kids. And, like, imagine trying to sit there and explain why your dad not here.
Hmm.
Why daddy not, living with us or something like that. It's little stuff like that. It's not money wise. Like, she not sitting there, living off the government or some shit. But just a little shit. Look, it's a lot easier when you're married and the dad is in the house rather than him not being there and y'all beefing. So yeah, I'm sure it is a struggle. I'm sure it's a struggle when she's trying to have a damn birthday party and Kanye pulling up acting crazy. Probably,
Hmm.
like, yes, that's part of that's part of being a single mother. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Who baby daddy show up unexpectedly and acting a fool. Like, I'm guessing that happened with her too. So but I was all for them tearing her ass up in the comments. So
Yeah.
I was fine with it, man. She'd be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She tough, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't even bring this up. HRW on Twitch asked, did y'all talk about DeAndre Hopkins getting released? Does he end up with the Chiefs? So yeah, DeAndre Hopkins got released today. Couldn't find anybody to trade him to, apparently. So everybody's wondering, does he come back to the Texans? Do y'all want him back on the Texans? Will he go somewhere else? Will he go to the Chiefs? I don't know where he's going to end up, man. I mean, I do think he's on a downturn. I mean, shit, he got busted for PEDs and had to sit out half a season, basically. And his production is not what it used to be. He's getting older. And the fact that they couldn't find anybody to trade him to make it worth it speaks a lot as well. So apparently the league doesn't think he's that valuable anymore. But I don't know where he ends up, man. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in Houston specifically super excited, thinking, maybe we can bring him back. Look, I will be okay. I think it really depends, man. Like, I think they should definitely talk to him, see where he at. But I don't know if he want to come here. I felt like he had a point in his career where he probably got all the money he can get, and he probably want to try to get a ring now. He want to win. So, like HR said, I can see him going to the Chiefs, man. that will hurt. That will really hurt. But
do you see him going to the Browns?
Me personally,
with Deshaun Watson.
Me personally, I don't see it, man, because I don't know how good the Browns gonna be. I got to be honest, and I think if he want to go to like a cold weather city like that, he better off going to Kansas City, and it'd be a for sure Super Bowl contender, because I don't think the Browns are a Super Bowl contender. Like I just don't think so. Or he can go to a team like Buffalo. That I think they was he did mention he would like to play with Josh Allen. So yeah, I don't really see him going to the Browns at all. I'm not saying the Browns got top-notch receivers, but I feel like they kind of loaded up already. So I don't know if they would. I don't know if he would go to the Browns. I'd be shocked if he go to the Browns. But I know Deshaun Watson want to play with him. But I just think he might be in this career where he might want to go to Buffalo. He might want to go to Kansas City or something like that.
Could be. I don't know. It's it'll be interesting to see where he goes, man. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm wondering if he has like a reputation that people just don't want him around. Maybe they see him as a diva, and also they see his production dropping off. So I don't know, but I'm sure somebody's gonna take him, man. He's still got talent. 100%. He still can play.
100%. I think somebody's gonna take. I think Arizona was just in a bad place. They gave him a new deal, and that contract was crazy, and they're not gonna be good this year because Kyler Murray, he's still hurt, so he ain't even gonna start the season. I don't even know who's gonna be their starter. It might be the dude that came out of U of H. What's his name?
Tank Dell? Yeah.
Not Tank Dell, but
you mean Raw Tune is what I call him. Raw Tune, not a cartoon. I know you're talking about. Tune.
Yeah. He got drafted to the Cardinals.
Clayton Tune. That's
Clayton
right.
Tune.
Yeah.
So shit, it might be him. So I don't think I wouldn't be surprised if they was trying to hang it up a little bit this year and try to get rid of, let him go where he want to go. And them teams ain't want to trade for that contract. It was a big contract. So they know nobody was going to trade for that shit. So it'd be better off just releasing him and trying to get him that way. So I think a lot of teams, man, you got even though I don't think it's Cleveland, you got people like Cleveland, you got Baltimore, you got Buffalo, you got Kansas City, you got the Eagles, you got the Jets. I think it's a lot of teams that would take him in, especially since he's a free agent now. But But the production, I don't know. He's 31 years old, so the production might go down. I don't know.
We'll see, man. Be interesting to see where he goes. I think it's just surprising that he just got released like that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where he goes, man. So that's all I got to say about that. Anything else happened this week? Should we wrap this one up now, man? I think that might about do it.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Make sure ain't even trending.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Let me see. Why is Mike Bibby trending? Random shit. Wrestling must be on because I'm seeing a bunch of wrestling shit. But yeah, I don't see much. So I think that might do it, man. I think that might I hate when you look for somebody trending and it's just people asking why is the person trending.
Yes.
Like, can't y'all just say why somebody's trending instead of asking why somebody is? Shit, man. It gets on my nerves, man. Yeah. That's one change Elon could have made for the better. Just a quick reason why somebody's trending, but no.
Oh, speaking of Elon, the blue check is gone, man.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was going to ask you about that, man.
No.
How do you feel? You feel naked without it?
I actually feel normal. Like, it was a couple times I say something, and whenever somebody disagree, oh, I would expect somebody who paid for a blue check to say that. Like, I felt weird trying to explain, like, no, I didn't pay for this blue check. Like, they didn't take my, like, I ain't trying to do that to a fucking nobody who's on Twitter with no profile picture. But I feel better. I feel normal. I'm glad I had it at one point, but I don't care for it now, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like they had to start removing it because that's in a way false advertisement, man. To say somebody paid for Twitter when they didn't.
Yeah.
That's almost using that to say, hey, you should pay for Twitter because this guy did. And they didn't. So, like, why are you saying that they did pay and provide their phone number and all this bullshit? So,
yeah, and
they
did eventually change how it exactly what it say, because if you look at like the verified accounts now, it just say this account is verified. Learn more.
Okay.
So this account paid for Twitter Blue.
I bet it was a legal thing they got hit with, man. Cease and desist or something, because you can't. I'm sure LeBron has something to say about that. He was like, "Fuck that! I didn't pay for this shit."
No, honestly, I think that's what it was. I think because I think when they took all the celebrities shit away, and then I think LeBron said I ain't paying for whatever he said, and then it was rumors saying that Elon paid for a few celebrities blue check mark or some shit. And this is like, damn, like they took Kim Kardashian's blue check at one point because I seen it. I'm like, damn, they got everybody, and I still got mine. But then later on, hers was back, and it just said pay for Twitter Blue. I'm just like, I know she ain't paid for Twitter Blue. He probably just hit the button and gave it back to her, and that's what it said on there, and which is false advertisement because she probably didn't pay for it. So they probably changed the verbiage right there.
Hold up. Breaking news from our Taylor Swift correspondent, Joanna. She just texted me this image of Ice Spice, who just came out with Taylor Swift on her tour tonight.
Oh, shit.
So this is the picture. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So Taylor Swift just brought out Ice Spice on whatever city she's at right now on tour. So is this pandering or is this cool, Figgy? What are your thoughts on it?
I say it's 100% pandering. I think it's pandering, man, because I don't think she would have did this if this situation didn't happen. And honestly, we were joking around with about Joanna not knowing who Ice Spice was until this situation happened. Shit, Taylor Swift probably didn't know who Ice Spice was until this situation happened.
No, Taylor Swift knew. I'm pretty sure.
You think?
Well, maybe
so?
No.
She probably.
I mean, I would think she's tapped into music, pop music. Period. So I would think so.
This is what I think happened. I think I think she found. I mean, she heard about what her dude was saying and all this other stuff, and she probably was like, "Who is Ice Spice?" She probably looked her up, heard some songs, and said, "All right, this song is actually all right." And they probably her team probably got together and said, "Hey, you should do something with her. Let's try to smooth this over," type of thing. I don't think she heard the clip of her boyfriend say, why would he say something about Ice Spice? Like, I don't think she had the clue, man. Because I mean, it's pretty normal for people to be tapped in and know what's going on. But it's also understandable when celebrities have no idea who somebody is, because she is on tour. She been tapped in. She do 3 shows in each city. Yeah, the shows be about 4 hours. So I can't even imagine what she doing the other hours of the day. So I could totally understand if Taylor Swift wasn't familiar with Ice Spice. But look, man, it's good pandering, it's bad pandering. Look, I'm fine with it, man. Some people could say it's bad pandering, but I think it will help Ice Spice more than it help Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift ain't got to do this. But I think somebody like Ice Spice without an album, with a lot of, a lot behind her, I think this could help her a lot. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I mean, this might end up being the best thing ever happened to Ice Spice, is getting dissed by Taylor Swift boyfriend. So yeah, very interesting. Look, I guess it helps both of them in a way. It helps Taylor Swift avoid some of the racism allegations, I guess, of racism by association, I guess.
Yeah.
And Ice Spice, of course, it helps her a lot in her career as well. So I don't know. Very interesting, though. Very interesting.
This kind of remind me of I don't know if you're familiar with the rapper Doughboy. He's originally from Cleveland, not Cleveland, East Cleveland. And Machine Gun Kelly actually hopped on this song a couple years ago. This was before he went super punk rock. And I remember looking at the comments, because this was kind of a big deal in Cleveland. And I was looking at the comments on YouTube, and there was a lot of Machine Gun Kelly fans like, "I'm just here because of Machine Gun Kelly. Who is this other guy?" And they were just like flooding this YouTube shit, man. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Just Machine Gun Kelly hopping on a song and hopping in the video, pretty much turned up his comments, and they had no idea who that dude was.
That's wild, man.
And mind you, this wasn't like punk rock Machine Gun Kelly. He was still rapping. And they had no idea who he was. It was just like, I just came here for Machine Gun Kelly. This song hard. Who is this guy? I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of that with Ice Spice. Who is this girl? Or she looked good, or I like this song, or I'm sure it's probably gonna be a lot of that too. So it's gonna help Ice Spice.
Yeah, for sure.
And I kind of like this because, she didn't wait till, like Cardi B was a super mega star to, finally collab with her. Like Ice Spice, she's the hottest thing right now, but she's not like a super mega star. Like I think she got like a few songs, and she, doing shows and stuff like that, but she's still kind of on the come up. And so, it's dope that she got a Taylor Swift collab, or whatever you want to call it, this early.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me when Eminem came out with Elton John after he was getting protested by a bunch of gay groups, because Eminem's second album, he said the F word a lot, the other F word a whole lot. And people said he was homophobic and preaching hate speech and all this stuff. He was getting protested at his shows, and he brought out Elton John, except it's not the same because Elton John was way bigger. It's not like it helped Elton John's career to come out, but it did help Eminem, I guess, in a way.
I don't think the Elton John fans was like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it helped Elton John's career, but it did help Eminem dodge some of the homophobic allegations, I guess, because they held hands and everything, man. It was crazy.
Man.
But so yeah, here we go. But here's the thing though. In this day and age, this is not enough for people. Okay. So I don't think this is gonna kill the controversy. Honestly. I feel like people are gonna see this as pandering and they're gonna say, what have you done? They're not gonna be happy until she breaks up with this dude. Straight up, period. And she kicks him off the tour or whatever.
I'm kind of curious how this is going to affect her going forward. Like, because, you know, some people just ride it out until the wave die, until, the heat die down. Or is it just going to pick up where she going to have to address it? Because I don't think she can just hide from it or not say anything. I think she's going to have to address something. Like, I'm kind of curious what's going to happen after that, because I think it'd be crazy because, like, I don't know their relationship, and she seemed like she happy.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be crazy if she had to break up with him because of the fans. That's insane. But this could have an effect on her going forward, though. Especially if, you got all this drama going on, because she's not really, outside of the Kanye stuff, she wasn't really in a bunch of like negative stuff like that.
Yeah. And look, nobody's going to take her. She can't apologize for it because she didn't say it. So what is she supposed to say? Like, I'm sorry, my boyfriend said this shit. And by the way, apparently he's the lead singer of a British rock group called the 1975. And
I'm familiar with that group.
Yeah, he's the lead singer in that group.
So he ain't no little backup man, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So he's look, he would have to say something, and I doubt he's going to, because if he did, and by the way, this podcast wasn't like years ago. This happened in February of this year. So a few months ago. So it's not like he can be like, that was a long time ago and I've changed my views. So look, man, and the fact that he talked about Ice Spice proves that it was very recent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't look. What can all they got? I'm sure their plan right now is just to shut the fuck up and let it die down or let it blow over.
Yeah, that's all they can do, man. I don't know what else they can do. And it's really interesting now because this was a big time group. Like I always ran across this group a lot. So that's really interesting now, because now that can affect that group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what type of fans he got, but
I guess they don't give a fuck, man, because I don't think it was a controversy until he was connected with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So yeah. Very interesting, man. We'll see. I'll keep y'all updated with our Taylor Swift correspondent and see what else happens.
This shit better than talking about Tory Lanez and fucking Meg.
Honestly, yeah, like I said, it's fun when it's nobody you care about.
We ain't got no dog in the fight.
Yep, I'm just a neutral observer. Okay, I'm just reporting what I see.
I'm over here investigating this shit. I'm like, man. We gonna keep y'all updated with the more Taylor Swift news.
Yep. We might. Hey, if this keeps heating up, we might have to welcome our friend on the podcast, our Taylor Swift correspondent. She might have to report on it for us because she's got the inside scoop. Because I'm sure she's tapped in like none of us are. So we have to get her on, man. We'll see what she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this one up, man. I think it's about time. Appreciate everybody who came through on the podcast, man. Appreciate y'all for watching us and streaming with us. HRW on Twitch, Armchair GM Keyboard Coach on YouTube. Miguel, of course, as well. Everybody who watched our show with Landry earlier as well. Make sure y'all check that out on the podcast page on YouTube. All that great talk with Landry Locker. And yeah, man, make sure y'all stay tuned and in the loop 10 to 2 Sports Radio 610. I hope y'all have a great Memorial Day weekend. And until next time.
You sliding around playing Eminem in your you sliding around playing Eminem in your car. You and your lady. I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last season. You sliding around playing Eminem in your car. You and your lady.